Hi, I'm Dalen with Mizu Inc., featuring Cover Star and Pool Cover Specialist. Today we'll be showing you how to install our Gunite encapsulation on a Gunite or Shotcrete pool. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so your first step when you get to the job site is to make sure that your Gunite shell has been floated around the perimeter of the pool, preferably at the first 3 inches where the encapsulation will be mounted to. Once that you know that's been done, it's a nice clean surface. We're gonna go around and actually clean it off, make sure there's no pebbles, debris. That'll make it, as you screw down the encapsulation, that'll make it sit unevenly. So first step, we're gonna go around, now we know it's floated, go around and clean around the perimeter of the pool. Make sure there's no debris. As you can tell, we're installing our encapsulation before the tile is installed. So with that in mind, we gotta make sure that we overhang our encapsulation about 1/2 inch to make sure that as you put in the tile after the fact, that everything lines up nice and smooth. And you just go around the entire perimeter, making sure that we're accounting for that overhang. So the next step is to square off your encapsulation. So we lay it out on our back piece, as you can see here. Next, we're gonna lay out the second piece, and we're gonna do the 3, 4, 5. Simple trick, measure out from your corner, 3 feet on one length, right there, 4 feet on this side, just like that. Put a little mark, we already did that. And now between these two marks, if it's square, it should sit right at 5 feet. So as you can see right here, these encapsulation sticks come in 21-foot lengths. This pool is just a little over 20 feet long. You can trim this if you want, but we're just gonna run it long to save on some time. Every encapsulation kit that you order is gonna come with the necessary hardware. So let's see what we got. In here, we have our concrete anchors, our stainless steel 5/16 hex head screws. And just to know, it's a 1/4 inch drill bit that you'll need to mount those. And our spring pins to splice the two pieces together. And we'll go over that here in a minute. Our next step is gonna go through, and as you can see, it's a pre-drilled hole. So everywhere there's a hole, we're gonna put a screw and secure it the whole way down. And if you need it, you can always drill additional holes through the encapsulation. All right, so our next step, we've already installed the back 3 pieces. Now we'll just continue down the sides. So we'll grab our next piece, and now we're gonna splice them together. First, let's show you a little bit about our encapsulation. So this obviously the pool side is your 2 open sides, and the flange coming off the back away from the pool. How the encapsulation works is our track will come into this, catch on this little groove as we put shim underneath it that forces it up so the track can't pull into it. Now we'll show you how to splice it together. So in our hardware kit came with some spring pins. Open this bag up, and as you can see here, there are 2 spots for these spring pins to go. So you get your hammer, tap them in about halfway. Doesn't need to be super precise, but enough where we'll have enough meat for both sides. And now we'll have one person, this is where it's nice to have someone helping you. We'll lay it down, have him tap the other side as I keep lining it up. Just a tip is if you loosen these back 2 screws, so you have some play here, helps line that up a little bit better. On this particular job, there's a hot tub directly next to the pool itself. And it's important to make sure that as the builder, making sure they're leaving space for the encapsulation. So this particular one, they left a little bit bigger, a little extra room for us, which is nice. But leaving 3 to 4 inches wide, 2 to 5 inches deep, just so you have space enough to get the hammer drill behind, which will make your life a lot easier. All right, for this next part, we're just a few feet short, so we'll take a measurement. It's important to make sure you leave enough encapsulation running into your cover box. So I typically tell people to run it right into the middle of the cover box, just so you can trim it to the correct length during the phase 2 install. 4/7? 4/7. Perfect. Use the same splice method that we showed you before. All right, on this particular job, we'll be installing our box encapsulation, which goes around the perimeter of the cover box, the cover vault. It's used for our stone lid clip-in brackets, so used for a lot quicker install. For this first step, it's a very similar process to your encapsulation. We're gonna go around and make sure we clean off any rocks or debris off the top of the cover box so the box encapsulation will sit nice and flush. So as you can see, we already set it down. This is what the box encapsulation looks like. You have this rigid drop flat piece, goes into the cover box. This is where your brackets will actually come and lock into. And it's the same process. We're gonna go down and screw down this back flange, roughly about every 2 feet. This one's not pre-drilled, so just kind of eyeball it. Go ahead and run it to the end of the cover box. Mark it. This one doesn't need to be super precise, just enough so you have a space for your bracket to clip into in your after install. Now that we've dropped the box encapsulation into the cover box, we're gonna go ahead and secure it every 2 feet on this back flange. So we've already secured the back on there. Next, we're gonna come down and get the measurements for the side and this front side up to the encapsulation right there. Let's go ahead and get that measurement. Yeah, 14.5 from the encapsulation back to this corner. Call it a 2'11". All right, so now we're gonna do that same process on this other side, just wrapping around up to that encapsulation. One little added measure we like to do is go ahead and duct tape all of our joints to stop any concrete from leaking in. Okay, that's everything for today. If you have any questions about what we did, go ahead and give our office a call or call your account rep. And you can always go ahead and find more information at getmizu.com.